The Tunnel. I go to the semi-rural college in western Pennsylvania, and like any other school in this country, it's a fair share of ghost rumors. There's the ghost of Emma that haunts the theater, the unnamed ghost that haunts the older dorms, the hundreds of dead bodies at the bottom of the pond, etc., etc. But all those are played up, even by the administration, and they're rather hard to believe. However, every once in a while, you'll hear about the ghost that roams a tunnel on our campus. It goes between the aforementioned theater and one of the older buildings that has some dorms in it, but is mostly used for the banquet hall. Anyway, this ghost rumor is rarely heard, at best. Most students couldn't even tell you the tunnel exists. But a few friends of mine got wind of the tunnel from one of the people that live in one of the buildings at the end of it. Found it while he was exploring. He got scared of some noise and got the heck out of there and didn't go back. A few days after he told us, I ran into one of the older maintenance guys that had been around campus a while, and he confirmed the tunnel's existence, only adding, I wouldn't go down there, at least not without the lights turned on. So one night my friends and I got a little baked and decided to go and make a run down the tunnel with the lights out. Just to make sure no one got hurt, we drew straws, and whoever got the short straw would do the run while the rest of us waited. We checked out a camera that had night vision from the tech kids, and borrowed some walkie-talkies from my friend's parents, who live about a half hour away from the school. There were 5 of us, so 2 of us could wait at either end of the tunnel, entering through the respective buildings, and 1 could do the run with the camera. If anything went wrong, we'd use the walkie-talkies. Myself, being fat and lazy, made sure that I got the long straw, and so my friend Jeff ended up making the run. When we got down to the tunnel, it was pitch black and smelled of cat urine. No idea why. Jeff started on my end, where the light switch was. Well, not so much a switch, but a giant lever on a fuse box. You know the kind. We tested the walkie-talkies, and we all went silent. Jeff counted to 3 under his breath and took off. We turned our flashlights on in the opposite directions of the tunnel so we could see if anyone was coming and make sure that the night vision on the camera actually was effective. We heard Jeff's footsteps for a good minute before they faded completely. And then we waited for the call that Jeff made it. We waited for what felt like an hour. Then all of a sudden a voice came over the walkie-talkie. It was the other team.
Hey, did Jeff leave yet? We're bored over here.
I checked my watch. Jeff had left over an hour ago. Dude, Jeff left an hour ago. I thought you were screwing with us.
What are you talking about? Hit the switch as soon as you see the lights. Meet us halfway down the tunnel.
It took a minute for the lever to cooperate. Whatever this tunnel had been used for obviously hadn't been done in some time, and the lever was quite rusty. Once I got the thing to flip, it took a moment for things to buzz all the way down. In a few seconds we heard the walkie-talkies again.
Alright, we got light. Start running.
The tunnel couldn't have been more than 400 or 450 yards long, and the entire way down there wasn't a single ladder, sewer grate, door, or any other way of getting out of the tunnel other than heading to the other building. After a few moments of jogging, I could hear the other team coming up. Just as I was about to call them, I tripped. I was a little dizzy from hitting the concrete, but it only took me a few seconds to come back and realize what I had tripped on. It was the camera. At least, what was left of it. The lens was missing, and the handle was busted off. The viewfinder was cracked, and the flipped-out screen was hanging by wires. Where's Jeff? Where's his walkie-talkie? That's all we kept asking each other until I finally stood up, stuffed what was left of the camera in my bag, and said, Screw it, we need to get out of here. We'll call his phone once we get outside and see where he is. Since the tunnel was on the other side of campus from the newer buildings, we drove and left our phones in the car. 67 calls. We called him a total of 67 times and couldn't find him. That was a week ago. We had called even more since then. God knows how many times. His roommate won't stop texting me. God, I'm so scared of where he is. It gets freakier though. The SD card in the camera wasn't in there when I got back to my dorm and checked it. Today, I got an email that I had a package in the mailroom. When I opened it, all that was in there was Jeff's phone, the SD card, and a note that said, I wouldn't watch that. His phone stopped counting at 99, and mixed in were the calls from his girlfriend back home, his mom, and countless texts. I couldn't go through them. He still had to be out there. I know I shouldn't watch what's on the card, but I need to find out where he is. I'm so scared right now. I finished watching what was on that card. I'm terrified. As soon as it was over, the light in my room went out. It's been flickering for a few days now, so it's possibly just coincidence. What's concerning is that at the end of the tape, I could have sworn the side of the janitor's face is in the third to the last frame. I must have frozen it 20 times, and that's gotta be him. It has to be. Even more concerning is the noise coming from my ceiling, like someone was stomping up there. When I lived on the 3rd floor, that was common, but I'm on the 4th floor now. There's nothing between me and the roof but maybe 3 feet of space with some ventilation systems and cables and whatnot. The stomping won't stop. Make it stop. Jeff's phone just texted mine a minute ago. I left it in the living room, so I thought it was my roommate. But he went home for the weekend. He won't be back till tomorrow. The door is shut and locks automatically. I went to the living room and the phone is gone. I called it 3 times. The 3rd time it picked up. I heard breathing, and then it hung up. I texted the other guys, but they won't respond. Oh God, what am I going to do? I tried to go outside for a cigarette to calm myself down, but the door won't open. No matter how much force I put on the handle, it won't swing. I'm pretty sure I'm losing my mind. Jeff's phone is calling mine. I wish I'd never started telling you guys this story. I wish I'd never gotten the email about the package. I wish I'd never gotten curious and opened the card on my computer. And most of all, I wish that there was more than breathing coming through my phone. The counter isn't running. I picked up the phone and it immediately hung up, and I didn't notice till now. The breathing is in my ear. I can see his reflection in the screen. He knows this is the last thing I'll ever type, so he's letting me finish. Never go down that tunnel. Never disregard an old man's advice. Goodbye, everyone. You've served me well.